a lot of interviews on YouTube. A lot of these people's talking about Earl was weight drained. Man, this man been fighting at 147 his whole career. You hear me? He beat everybody else in 147. Oh, he talking about, oh, he probably ain't right since the wreck. Come on, man. This man to beat Ugas and won Ugas belt after the wreck and beat the fuck out Ugas. They saying, oh, something's wrong with Earl, this Earl, that Earl, da 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 da. Look, I don't want to hear none of that shit. We just gonna be boxing fans and we gonna go ahead and get that man Terrence Crawford his motherfucking flowers. He did an excellent job. He stopped Errol Spence, dropped him 3 times in the fight. Referee had to stop it in the 9th round. Uh, I saw one interview that was like, oh, Earl didn't look right because he ain't do nothing. He ain't look like himself. He wasn't throwing that jab. He wasn't working the body as much. He wasn't bulldogging, bully Terrence Crawford. And you gotta really think, why didn't he do that? Errol known for doing that. But you gotta listen to Terrence Crawford, man. He been said, man, y'all underestimating me. He been said he had the best IQ between them in boxing. And he even said it. I stopped his jab because if you watch all Errol Spence fights, Errol like to throw that jab and follow behind that jab with body shots, head blows, and this that. He set up everything that he do with that jab. So long as you can take that jab from him in a fight, you can win. But nobody was able to take that jab from him. But Terrence Crawford stopped his jab, and once he stopped that jab, it was over with. And another big factor that played a part in this fight was the second round. The second round really is the first round. I'm gonna tell you why. The first round, because Earl tried to put his weight on Terrence, get up on him, and Terrence pushed him. You know what I'm saying? That letting Earl know, all right, this man's strong. He ain't gonna let me just get on top of him like that. You know what I'm saying? And all the audience seen it too. Terrence ain't about to let you bulldog him in there. He ain't about to let you clinch him up and get up on him like that. So that was the first indication. And the second round was the second indication. After Errol swung that lazy ass swing, Terrence hit him with a 2-piece jab and dropped him in the second round. After that drop, that fucked up Errol Spence's mind right there. And let me tell you how. Mentally, he never in his career ever been dropped by nobody. He never got hit like that from nobody. And that was just straight jabs. So in his mind, he probably thinking, all right, I really have to fight. I really have to go out there and swing at this man. I really got to do this. And that was his mistake. Because you can't go out there and just swinging at Terrence. You got to have some type of game plan. Because if you going out there just swinging, this man going to counter punch the fuck out you. As you seen last night. He counter punched the fuck out Errol Spence the whole night. Whooping him. And I'm a big Errol Spence fan, you know what I'm saying? I watched all his fights. I like his fights, you know, but in this fight I picked Terrence Crawford to win, and but I didn't think that it was gonna go like that. You know, I thought it was gonna be a close battle. I thought Terrence was gonna, pull away in the last rounds and knock him out or some shit like that. But I thought Errol was gonna at least put up a better fight. But the better man won tonight. The better man won that night. They both had game plans, but in that second round, Errol Spence's game plan went out the window when he got dropped. And I feel like Derrick James should have been stopped the fight, because that's your fighter. You're supposed to have some type of love and respect for your fighter. If you see your fighter getting punished like that throughout the whole fight, and he ain't doing nothing significant in the fight to hurt the opponent, why not stop it? But I gotta go ahead and give a hat tilt to Earl too, because Earl didn't back down. Every time he got dropped, he got back up and kept fighting. Most guys would have laid there and just took that L, but he kept fighting. But Earl, the rematch, I probably will watch a rematch if they did a rematch. Because I done seen boxers get whooped in the first fight, come back in the second fight and win. You know, that's always possible. But that performance that Terrence Crawford put on, I don't even think it should be even a rematch because, hey man, I think it might be the same outcome because he got your number now. He know exactly what you do and how you do it. For Errol to win a rematch, he'll have to come with a whole different game plan, a whole different textbook, a whole new everything. Like you can't come out there and fight like Errol Spence. You can't fight like the original Errol Spence because Terrence know that. Terrence know that if you come out there and fight like your normal self, I'm gonna break you down. And it's crazy how Earl was saying in every interview and every press conference, oh, I'm gonna break him down. I'm gonna break him down. I'm gonna break his will. I'm gonna do this. I can see it in their eye. I'm gonna take their soul, mentally, physically, spiritually. And Terrence did all that to him. You know, so man, boxing is a sport that you can't really just play around in. You know, styles make fights, but skills pay the bills. You know, so last night the skills paid the bills for Terrence Crawford, but both of them guys made a nice, pretty bag last night. Hats off to both of them guys. You know, it feel bad when a guy that you like lose. You know what I'm saying? But I liked both guys, so it really didn't matter who won or lose. I was still gonna kind of feel bad for them. So if Terrence would have lost, I would have felt bad. Like damn, he could have been undisputed, first male to do it in two weight classes. Earl lost, so I feel bad for him because he wanted to be undisputed. He been taking belts from everybody, you know what I'm saying? Terry Crawford was the last person in his way. But, man, even Earl said it don't make no excuses. He ain't got no type of excuses for this fight. He said he was off, his timing was off, you know, and everything. So, as fans, we shouldn't make excuses. Them boys wanted to make this fight, they made this fight. They both did their weight cuts. They both trained. They both had the same amount of time in camp. They both had the same amount of time with everything. So, there's no excuses, you know. Earl got in a wreck. Fuck, Terrence got shot in the back of the head. You know what I'm saying? But he ain't make no excuses on that. So, we need to stop making excuses as fans and actually go ahead and give the winner their flowers, especially if they really actually won. I can see if it went through decision and Errol was really beating the fuck out of Terrence, and they gave the fight to Terrence. I could see that, but it wasn't no controversial. It wasn't no decision. It wasn't none of that. It was ass whooping, a nice old school beat down ass whooping. And I want to say, man, congratulate Terrence Crawford, undisputed in two weight classes. You're a dog, man. You're a dog. My pound for pound number one. But the rematch, hey, if you feel like he got a good game plan to come back out and give Terrence Crawford a run for his money, go for it. But honestly, if you feel like you cannot do it, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. And if I was Bud, I'd say the rematch got to be back in 147 because I took these belts from you in 147. So, hey, you got to come back down here if you want these belts. But if Terrence want to go up, he can go up and go 150, 154 and dominate up there because I can see him going up there and whooping a lot of them guys. I think the next guy he should get, honestly, the winner of Canelo and Charlo. Whichever one of them guys become undisputed in that weight class, I think he should go ahead and fight that one or go ahead and take that undisputed championship too. Be the first guy to do three of them. Fuck it. You know, because I saw him eyeing Charlo down the whole fight like, yeah, that's your boy. I'm whooping your boy. I'm whooping your boy. But, man, Derrick James, you should have been stopped that fight. Errol Spence, man, I'm proud of you. You didn't quit. You made the fight happen. You know, you gave the fans what we wanted to see. But we ain't want to see you get beat like that. But, you know, you stood your ground. You kept fighting. You ain't give up. Because it looked like you was ready to die in that motherfucking ring. Like, you was like, man, I'm not about to quit. You're going to have to kill me in this ring. And Terrence Crawford, He probably would have sent you to the upper room because he trying to win. He had a chip on his shoulder. Everybody doubted him his whole career. Nobody felt like all his fights wasn't counted for nothing. Oh man, Terrence fighting nobodies and this that. Terrence ain't fighting nobody. Terrence too small. Terrence ain't good enough. And that man had a chip on his shoulder. And the only way he can get that chip off his shoulder and make everybody believe in him, he had to whoop the top guy that everybody thought was the best. So once I whoop this top guy, everybody think is the best. Y'all gotta give me my props, and he did it in an outstanding fashion. Like he did it so amazing and just top tier that it was just crazy. Like the whole fight, man. Me and my lady, and we in the room watching the fight, and I'm like, this is new. This can't be real. Like, it can't be real because I had Errol Spence on up there, and I had Terrence up there. You know, I had Terrence up there by a few more points to win this fight. I had him, leaning more to Terrence Crawford to win the fight. But damn, I didn't think it was gonna go like that. I didn't think the fight was gonna go like that. I promise. I promise. But shit, I got my money's worth. You know, I thought it was gonna be more of a boring fight. Honestly, I thought it was gonna be boring. You know what I'm saying? That fight was $84 plus tax came out to be like 93 something. And I'm like, man, I was down there spending $100 to see some niggas fight in the ring. But I'm a boxing fan, so it really didn't matter. But I didn't think it was gonna go like that. And last night, Terrence Crawford shocked the world. Shocked the world. I don't mean because he won. I mean the way that he won shocked the world. The way he dropped Spence 3 times shocked the world. The way he outclassed Spence shocked the world. The way his jabs and punches was affecting Spence shocked the world. The way that Errol Spence's face was beat up shocked the world. Terrence Crawford was beating his face up, man. That boy eyes was on swole. Man, I heard some motherfuckers say that boy looked like Hitch, man. They say Errol Spence looked like Hitch. Will Smith in the movie Hitch, face swole. And he did. They say that boy looked like Maury Lawrence. He did, so man, I hope Errol Spence get back on his horse, go heal up, start back training, pushing himself harder. Probably start taking more tune-up fights. Errol don't like taking them tune-up fights because it's a possibility if you lose that can go on your record, and you don't want to lose to a person that you're doing a tune-up fight to. So I think that's why he don't be want to take tune-up fights, or there's confidence that he really don't need it. And it showed last night that he was a little rusty. He wasn't ready, And yes, he didn't look like himself. He didn't. He didn't look like himself at all. He didn't look like the normal Errol Spence that we see because Terrence Crawford was the better fighter. Terrence Crawford stopped him in his steps. Terrence Crawford threw a jab every time that Errol tried to come in. Every time he come in, pop, jab, pop, jab, double jab. 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, one to the body. Left hook, uppercut, step back, jab. You know what I'm saying? So he was actually hitting him way before Errol even tried to come swing. He'll already be swinging and connecting first. And when Errol do swing, he'll counter attack and swing after every lick that Errol swing. So, man, it was a good fight. Boxing fans won. We got the fight that we wanted. But, in every fight, it got to be a winner and a loser. Every fight, it got to be somebody that's better than the other one. And Errol wasn't the best man. Terrence Crawford was. Undisputed. So, man, look, like, subscribe, follow the channel, man. Subscribing is free on YouTube. I don't see why y'all don't try it, man. Just subscribe to my page, man. I got a family I want to feed. I want to do this podcast thing. I love boxing. I want to report on it, Subscribe, like. It don't hurt your pockets. It don't do none of that because it's free. All you got to do is subscribe, man, and just put my page in the algorithm and have me, my page getting views, It's hard to get views when you starting off and you're a small page, but man, go ahead, like and subscribe. And I promise I'm gonna come with the best content. I ain't gonna sugarcoat shit. I'm gonna always tell the truth about this boxing shit. So, man, like, subscribe, follow. Thank you.